Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Afifah Fauziah from PBIB, and now I will explain about psycholinguistic assignment with the topic language perception in the view of psycholinguistic theory, part 2. Word recognition in psycholinguistics happens in three main stages as outlined by Frauenfelder and Tyler. The first is initial contact or activation. This stage starts when the brain first receives and processes the sounds of spoken words, segmenting them into phonetic and phonological units. These sounds then make contact with the mental lexicon or mental dictionary, activating a set of possible words that fit based on pronunciation, word type, meaning, and context. The second is selection. The brain filters through the activated words to choose the one that best matches the sound input. The selection process narrows down the option by comparing words, removing less relevant choice, or selecting the most commonly used words. Researchers like Rogers and Silent describe various ways this narrowing happens, and the third is integration. The chosen word is connected to its meaning within the context of the sentence or conversation. This integration matches the input to the knowledge stored in our lexicon, aligning it with phonological, syntactic, semantic, and pragmatic details. This final stage completes the word recognition, helping us understand and interpret the spoken word correctly. These paths show how we recognize spoken words by initially activating, selecting the best fit, and integrating it with context and meaning. Parsing stage, the brain takes recognized words and assembles them into a meaningful sentence. According to Frazier, this involves structuring words into a sentence with syntactic grammar and semantic meaning rules, so the mind can understand the input as coherent message. They'll explain that is called sentence processing, where the brain identifies how words relate and finds the sentence meaning. Into, uh, for parsing to work, the brain needs two types of knowledge: articulatory encoding knowledge and linguistic encoding knowledge. Articulatory encoding knowledge includes recognizing word stress and information and the pronunciation of each word. And linguistic encoding knowledge, this divides into two levels. Functional levels is involves choosing words and establishing their grammatical relationships based on meaning, and positional level is involves identifying sentence structure like word order, grammatical functions, and markers such as tense and plurality. Together, these types of knowledge enable the brain to form a structured understanding of sentences as it listens. In the interpretation stage, the mind fully understands speech by focusing on its meaning. According to Traxler, Bybee, and Pickering, this involves grasping the semantic aspect or the deeper meaning of spoken words. Discourse processing connects sentences to form a complete understanding of conversation or text. As Sparks and Rep describe, this process involves interpreting syntax, linking context, and storing essential information to make sense of speech as a coherent sequence. The three-parted model, as explained by Sparks and Rep, outlines three layers of processing during interpretation. First, surface level. At this initial level, the mind focuses on phonological details, arranging words from auditory input into sentences that are relevant to convey basic meaning. Second, propositional level. This stage involves the mind connecting prior contextual knowledge with linguistic content to derive core meanings. And the third, situational or mental level. At the final level, the mind fully integrates linguistic and contextual cues to arrive at a comprehensive understanding of the discourse, achieving complete comprehension. This model illustrates the steps the mind takes to process spoken language, moving from basic sound recognition to a deeper, context rich understanding. Word recognition and lexical processing. The mind breaks down auditory input to recognize words by initially activating possible word matches, narrowing them down to the most fitting one, and integrating it with the broader context. Parsing stage and sentential processing. Recognized words are structured into sentences by assigning grammatical and semantic roles, using knowledge of syntax and sounds to accurately interpret sentence meaning. Interpretation stage and discourse processing. Understanding extends beyond single sentences, connecting multiple sentences into a cohesive. This involves moving from surface level interpretation to deeper contextual understanding for overall coherence. Thank you and see you in the next video.